Welcome to this week's EMBN Show, where we're talking about some pretty exciting new battery technology.
Yes, have we finally reached the moment where battery technology is finally on the move?
As we've speculated before, maybe it's in the battery tech department where the next big tech evolutions come for e-bikes, I think, Steve.
It's interesting because I think it was only 5 years ago, speaking to some bike brands, some product manager bike brands that say, unless you're in the aerospace industry, you're not going to be getting the kind of technology that makes lighter and longer range batteries. But it seems you've got some news here.
Well, I mean, we've talked about solid state batteries, or at least semi-solid state ones before, which do offer quite a few advantages over the lithium ion we already have, which I'll just recap quickly. So the different chemistry means they have longer lifespan, higher energy density, higher charge and discharge rates, and lighter. But Steve, have you heard of supercapacitor power?
Marty, where we're going, we're not going to need any roads.
Close enough.
I don't know any of this. I've not watched any of this.
I haven't seen Back to the Future.
Hold on, which one am I?
Wait, which one's the thing? You're not Marty McFly.
Is this Martin McFly?
Yeah.
What's this guy here then?
It's Doc Brown. No, this is not a flux capacitor, Steve. Supercapacitor. Because a brand called Anode have launched an e-bike already with a hybrid supercapacitor battery. Let me tell you about it. From the outside, it looks like a normal battery, but they promise some pretty massive advantages. Super fast charging, so 75% in 15 minutes and 100% in 25 minutes. That's as fast as I've ever heard any battery. Apparently they use 3 times less power than a regular lithium-ion battery. So for the same range, you can have a 3 times lighter battery. Anodes claim a 21 kilogram bike with a 100 kilometer range, although they're not specifying power mode, etc. Compatible with regen technology, which I don't know how much we use that off-road, how useful it is to regenerate, how much you get.
I've only just worked out last week where the fuel tap is on a vehicle, and Ollie matched exactly an arrow on your fuel. I'm sorry,
yes,
totally gone off.
Points to the side of the vehicle.
I think what will be the knock-on effects of having this kind of technology? I think the first thing is a smaller battery for the same range, which is amazing.
Yeah.
I think the aesthetics of MTBs will become slimmer. Not that I'm saying that slimmer is better on an MTB. And the possibility for adventures is just off the charts, right?
Yeah, I think this is one of the sort of real big developments we're all waiting for. But there's more advantages. They also say they're 100% safe.
No, so this is massive.
No chance of thermal runaway, and they've tested that claim as well.
We're going, Marty, we're not going to need any roads.
Well, you won't. Your e-bike, you don't have to worry about it blowing up in your garage anymore. Which,
yeah, I mean that's huge, isn't it? That's absolutely massive.
Also, they can last for over 500 charges compared to 1,000 for regular. Actually, that's a disadvantage. Anyway, the Anode has a 1,000 watt fast charger for those super quick times, and also a USB-C charger.
Mm-hmm. I think that's actually a cool looking bike as well.
It's a
cool looking bike.
It's a town bike, so we're not seeing this on any off-road bikes. So, like you say,
so
need any roads.
Let's put this in perspective, right? And it's quite timely that we've got this story, because last week we were in Rock Desert Festival with the hydrogen bike, and which
slightly impractical, possibly.
Well, you say that, right? So it charges in 3 minutes, which is insane, right? 3 minutes, 3 times the range. But that bike isn't made for mountain biking. It's actually made for people who want to visit sort of the alpine areas of, France, Switzerland, Austria, Slovenia. And lots of people don't go extreme mountain biking. They might ride on smoother fire tracks and stuff like that. And
you don't, do you, Steve?
as a means for sort of getting around high alpine areas, it's actually a very sustainable way to do things, because the cost of the facility to charge these bikes costs nothing. And it comes off solar panels and whatnot. And I think this, though, is actually a practical solution to how we ride bikes, right? I want to actually just say one thing. My friend Rod Jones pulled me up in the shop yesterday, and we didn't actually show the Avinox charger when we went and did our Dolomites feature. The Avanox charger is actually super, super small.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
And it charges in really fast. So by the time you've had like a double espresso and a piece of cake, your bike is charged to like 70-80%. So even though this is, it seems like we are on the verge of something new here, but I think what we currently got has come some way, I think, especially with the Avanox system.
Absolutely.
Right, time for cool places. I'm really sorry about the glasses. I'm sorry about the glasses. We'll come on to the hair a bit later. Cool places. These are the last ones in a pack of 5, all right?
Yeah, they'll be gone. Another week, they'll be gone.
Let's say your comments below. They'll be gone, yeah. Back climbing the mega slab in Squamish. Now, this is usually Christine and Scott who give us rock climbing in Squamish, but this is from One Cut Media, and
that's great, isn't it?
Pretty cool with the hover drone.
Can hear the drone whizzing along that side. Yeah, it's amazing.
Do you know what's interesting, actually? Did you see that post from Jeff Kendall-Weed?
We put it in last week's show, Steve. I'm glad you watched it.
Well, I was watching it this morning thinking, is the camera tilted a little bit?
I don't know. That's what you call in Jeff Kendall-Weed out.
No, it's very impressive. It's very impressive. It makes me think, well, we need to get out and see how steep we can actually climb an email.
Done it, Steve, last week. Just you wait and see.
Really?
I've built a bike, a special
when's that coming out?
Don't know, actually. A couple of weeks.
Looking forward to that one.
Next up, we go to Carl in Cairns, Queensland, Australia, riding a Polygon Siskiyou T7E. Credit to it for getting me back out on the trails after 4 years. And it's a cool looking forest, isn't it?
And finally, White Horse Hill, Uffington, Oxfordshire, bike Cube 160, cycling along the Ridgeway from Wantage. These long distance trails, your trip on the West Highland Way, I mean, they're kind of tick off list things, aren't they?
Yeah, Ridgeway's great, actually. It's mellow, the Ridgeway, but it's a beautiful part of the world. I've done that on a cross-country bike. Me and Blake did it a few years back.
Yeah, because we all ride e-mountain bikes in different places, right? So I think as a tick list of trails to do, you can do legally, I think they're quite cool.
Yeah, it's tough. There's a lot of comments on my West Side Way from people who have done it and said just how hard that bit is that I dodged. I also had... that I didn't do.
Right.
I also had a really nice comment from Rab Wardell's dad on there as well to say thanks for it. So I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Into feedback, Steve. Starting talking about so Marco Paganato says, "Fook, don't crash the hydrogen bike," with a few explosion emojis. Is that like a nuclear thing?
Yeah, and then Hobby Jig, hydrogen has been the future since the late 1990s before EVs were a thing, but the limits of the tech have held it back in the automotive space. Maybe bikes make more sense. I'm definitely interested to see how it develops.
It is obviously very different, but...
You've got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah. And then from last week's show...
The bike wasn't heavy either.
Wasn't it?
The bike was not heavy.
Even without a tank, it's crazy, isn't it? So Randy Victory 420 says, "I'd like to see long distance e-mounted bikes, huge battery, 1500 watt-hour plus, not as an extender, but all that in the down tube." And that comment had quite a few likes on it as well, which I thought was quite interesting.
Well, I'm sure Randy Victory does get a lot of likes. Long silence. Kevin Robbins. I think Kotick was the first with a steel e-bike. I think it's the fact that it's the first with an integrated battery on a steel bike.
Yeah, but maybe I said that was the first. What's it called?
Starling?
Abums. The Abums.
Abums.
Starling also do one. That one, yeah.
But I mean, it's a beautiful bike. You look at it up close, and it's beautifully made.
I thought it was, but I've heard a few comments. Rich also said it looks like a Cybertruck, which I thought was not very positive.
Okay, because some people don't like the Cybertrucks.
No, I think it looked terrible.
Yeah.
Bike Vault, some great looking bikes in the Bike Vault, of course, are Reader's Bikes. Starting with Dave Anthony, who is known as Y-Boy. Bike Park Wales. Bought this Levo back in 2019 and swapped all the hope across my old Mega. Purposely bought it the same frame colour as the Mega, so the wife didn't notice the upgrade for 3 years. Not the first time I've heard that. Finally upgraded the rear shock. Love it, especially with 27.5 plus.
Oh, brilliant! That's got to be ultra nice, isn't it?
He also says, any chance of reviewing these bikes for heavy riders? I'm over 150 kg.
That's a good point.
And scoff when you guys count above 80 kilograms as heavy.
That's a good point. Like I said, ultra nice. This is Mr. Courtney shredding all the mountains in Ohio. There aren't any. Lots of great trail systems though. Very impressed with his Bafang M560.
And do you think he colour matched the bike to the truck, to the Tacoma? It's almost identical, is it not?
Nice or super nice?
I think that's super nice.
Excellent. What about this Raymond? Awesome day, awesome bike. Trailway from Pete, that's nice. Merida E160 700, had the bike about 2.5 months, done 740 miles.
That's good, 2.5 months.
Merida has sparked my love for MTB again.
From the windmill.
Yeah, nice or super nice?
Super nice.
Super nice. And then another Merida E180 500. You rode this Meridas a year ago now, didn't you? The Bosch version, the long travel and the short travel.
That's it, isn't it? Yes. I've not seen that colour version.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, where is it? That looks amazing. Absolutely loving the bike and e-mountain bike, and that's from Mark Price. Super nice.
And then we've got a brace of bikes. Dengfu E10. Not seen a Dengfu for a while.
Except for that one 2 minutes ago.
560. So it's interesting we talk about torque, and you know the Bafang do have bikes with 130 newtons of torque. And
have you ridden one?
I have, yeah. And rode one when we visited Shanghai last year. It's a huge amount of power to handle in a tech situation.
I bet, yeah.
Even if you're a heavy rider. I mean, a previous comment from the gentleman who wanted to talk about bikes.
Wide boy.
Maybe wide boy should be looking at like a 130 newton meter bike, possibly. But yeah,
these cool looking bikes though. This in Tromsø, Norway. Got the Shigura brakes. Steve, you remember what Shigura brakes? Or was it Martin who didn't have a clue what they are? Shimano lever with a Magura caliper.
Shigura.
Apparently it's a good combo.
Yeah.
And John says how good the value it is. Price for frame, motor and battery is about $2,200 including shipping.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Comment actually in the comments this week, someone wanted to see what my hair is currently looking like. There ain't no roads where we're going, Marty.
That's why he wears a cap.
That's why I wear a cap.
Finishing off with Stephen Jones with a PH, not a V.
Yeah.
This is an Amflo in South Australia, riding the cliffs of Aldinga.
Where'd you see that? I don't see that.
Right at the bottom.
Okay.
We're starting to see Amflos everywhere because I think you can buy them all around the world now, can't you? So yeah, popping up in the US, Australia.
Changing people's lives.
Yeah, exactly. Very cool.
That's super nice.
Super nice.
Some cool social stuff that you found. Bicky Fedate.
Yeah. He's fitting a Bright Next upside down fork. Have you seen this fork before?
I have not.
Very cool fork. But what I really liked was his bike stand. See, it's like a hydraulic stand with then this thing that goes underneath the BB of the bike.
Would you like something like that?
Well, no, I haven't got space for it.
But if you had the space,
yeah, for sure,
you would.
I
doesn't
once
interest me
built
in the
one
slightest.
when I built my cafe racer motorbike. I built a nice big, almost like this. And I built the bike up here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's good.
I've zero interest in stuff like that.
No.
I'm interested in the fork. I tell you what, with the Fox Podium, we saw KYB at Rock d'Azur last week. You've got this Bright fork, the Intend.
There's more.
There's a bit of a Manitou. There's a bit of a. Are we seeing a? What's the word?
Renaissance.
A renaissance of USD forks.
Maybe. I'm really impressed with the one I've got.
And then this is. I mean, I've actually been to Met to watch the crash. Simulation.
This is
scary.
The MIPS protection one where it hits like a slanted thing. It makes you think, if that was your head, that would still hurt, wouldn't it? But it shows you how that rotational impact gets sort of spun with that MIPS protection.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing, actually.
It is cool. Like I said, I've been to the Met factory to see all the crash simulation. It is pretty scary what helmets go through.
Yeah. What's coming up on EMBN, Steve, this next week?
Well, there's your trail ride with Mr. Insane.
I got some tips.
How was it?
It was good.
How was it?
So Chris Ackrig showed me around Shipley Glen and told me how to do a few things. And
Mike saw this as well. Mike, what did you think of Chris Ackrig?
Very cool bloke.
He's all right, isn't he?
Yeah.
And what he does on a bike?
Made Neil look slow too.
Well, it makes it all look very easy.
It does. It's insane.
Easy.
It's insane what he does on a mountain bike.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then at the weekend, I've done a video about trail bikes and what makes a good eMTB trail bike. So coming up on Sunday.